Welcome back, trainers, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at an all-shadow team in the Kanto Cup here, and it did quite well. We're going to be having a lot of fun here, so we're going to be using Shadow Alolan Marowak, Shadow Hitmonchan, and Shadow Lapras. They all performed amazing here. Now, I have to address something here, folks. For the past several videos, well, I do it quite frequently, but specifically for the last several videos, I've been saying names wrong, saying types wrong, saying that Mega Caesar is going to be the first Mega Bug type here when we had Mega Beedrill. Look, I don't know what's going on. Like I said in a couple videos back in the comments, I need a vacation, which I'm going to be taking. I'm just going full steam, and I need to kind of pump the brakes, proofread what I'm going to do here, and make sure I proofread it again, and then we're going to be good to go. But look, I'll make sure we get on track here. Look, it's not too big of a deal, right? You all know it's kind of like a thing here now. But anyways, I can't wait to drop lures to see if you guys can find me, like Where's Waldo, when I'm in Vegas and maybe somewhere else. We'll have to see. But anyways, hit that like button, folks. It really does help me out, and I do appreciate it. If you want to support me but you can't, well, simply hitting that like button is supporting me, and I do appreciate it. And I do appreciate all my Patreon supporters. Big shout out to all of you Patreon supporters. Thank you so much. Anyways, let's see what we have going on here. Let's get into this full commentary right now. We'll maybe do a story time, but we're met with a Haunter here, and well, they're doing a lot of damage. As we're a Shadow, they're going to be retreating with energy and bringing in the Snorlax. Now, I'm going to kind of bring it up a notch with my voice, and we're going to kind of bring up the energy here. I kind of was listening to my playback, sounding a little bit sleepy there, so let's go ahead and bring it up. I already talked to my neighbors. They said they couldn't hear me, so, I mean, hey, I'm going to take your word on it. You said I couldn't hear me, so I'm going to go ahead and talk. Anyways, let's see what's going on here. We're trying to punch out this Haunter here. We're going to let that through, and we survive. Trusty old Hitmonchan. Did you see the IVs? This thing can't get any better than this. So good. Alright, so swapping into this Lapras. Can't say the same for the IVs on this thing. The Alolan Marowak is looking pretty good. Hitmonchan also looking good. This one is IVs, not so much. So we're going to be throwing a Surf onto a Golem here, and they're going to be letting it go. We're bringing in our AWAC, and we're just going to have to farm down at this point or get to 2 Bone Clubs. And it was just better to farm down, as you see, taking that win. Next battle met with a Alolan Raticate. We're going to have to retreat. We got a weak connection. That's lovely. So we swapped to our Lapras. They're actually going to be bringing in a Dugong here. This is a good matchup for us. Oh, yeah. They're going to be lowering our attack, but we're going to be getting off these Skull Bashes. Now, if you do have Ice Beam, that's going to be a different situation. It's not going to be too good for you. Not too bad, I guess. But it's just going to be a long played out battle. But if you do have Skull Bash, you're looking good to go. So let's see what we have going on here. So I do enjoy the Kanto Cup. I was doing Ultra League because I do enjoy it. But the Kanto Cup is nice because I do enjoy those condensed metas. Well, where the Kanto meta is really good, I personally think. There's a lot of great Pokemon, good meta, and there's nothing that's really going to just dominate everything. There's definitely going to be things that are good. I'm going to have to say this Alolan Marowak, Hitmonchan, they're all great. They all did amazing. But if I had to recommend one here, man, it's, I'd probably have to say, the Alolan Marowak, but I don't think you can really just get those now. But if you made one, go ahead and use that. If you could get your hands on a Lapras, and if you had a Hitmonchan somewhere that has Frustration TM'd away, and if you don't, well, we're going to have an event soon, so you can, so make sure you collect those shadows. So I don't know, I can't just say one. I'm sorry, they're all great. I can't just say one. But I will tell you this. Hitmonchan is probably due for some sort of like logo or something. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and counter down the Raticate. Counter is going to be so good in this meta. A fighter that is going to be reliable. Hitmonchan, Hitmonlee. No, not Hitmonlee. Machamp is definitely going to be your #1 fighter. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and go for the Bone Club. Not taking him out, almost taking him out. We're going to let this go. And then just farm them down. We're going to come out of this with plenty of energy here. Now I'm expecting that Raticate, yeah, there it is. So we're definitely going to go for the Bone Club, as Ghost is going to be massively resisted by the normal and dark typing. So down we go. In comes Hitmonchan. As they knew we had that, we immediately bring in our Lapras. As they have their Nidoqueen in the back, they back out. And they say, yeah, I'm good, no bueno. We take that win. Moving on to the next one here, we're met with a Nidoqueen, which is going to be perfect. Beautiful. Now we just need to look out for Earth Power and, of course, Stone Edge. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw these super effective non-stab Bone Clubs, but it is going to be doing plenty here. Now I do like to go with Fire Spin over Hex because, I don't know, they're both great. They're both good. I just prefer this one here. That's just my style. So we're going to go ahead and let this go here, expecting another Poison Fang, and there it is. So we're got a 2-stage debuff with our Alolan Marowak, but it doesn't really matter. We kind of want to go down as quickly as possible so they don't get as much farm. So they let that go, still holding on to 2 shields. What do they have in the back that they're relying on here? And it is going to be a Magneton. Okay, sounds good. We're bringing in the Hitmonchan. They see that. They're like, yep, that was it. If there's a fighter, it's over. We take that win. Let's go. Moving on to the next one. We're going to be met with a Alolan Graveler with Volt Switch. Okay, so that's alright. So this is just neutral. Still doing a lot. We do need to look out for the charge moves. They're going to be super effective. But we're going to let that first one go and just see if we can survive. I'm going to say, yeah, we're going to be able to survive this Rock Blast here. And we do, as well as another Volt Switch, and then we're going to be able to get to a Bone Club. They're shielding it up. Sounds good. So what we're going to do is just bring in the Lapras here. We could bring in the Hitmonchan to just absorb whatever rock they're going to throw at us here, but I decided to just bring in this farm down since they've already used the shield. They're going to have some sort of counter to Hitmonchan, so let's see if they bring it in, and there it is. It's a Mew. Now, that was pretty quick. Let's see what this is going to be. We're going to let it go, and it's a Surf. Wow, that's a big call there, and I was so happy that I let it go because we have 1 shield left, and since we did let that go, not very effective. What's in the back? We're looking good for this matchup here. They're shielding it up. Something back there doesn't really want to see Lapras, maybe. Hitmonchan's looking pretty good here. I think we do let this go because it's going to be another Surf, but it is a Lapras. Okay, beautiful. So we immediately swap into our Hitmonchan instantaneously, robotically, and shielding this up here, building up to about 1.5 Thunder Punches here. Going to go ahead and go for the first one, and we're going to need 1 more counter. I think we just snuck that in so quick we didn't see it, and then we take out the Mew there with our Hitmonchan. Let's go. Next battle. I think we're going to lead with the Alolan Marowak the entire time. So we had a Hypno lead. They swap into a Nidoqueen. We bring our Lapras, and we're looking good. Rock, paper, scissors all the way. You already know what it is. Although the Hypno has a decent matchup up against the Alolan Marowak because it can hit us with Shadow Ball, while the Confusion is doing a ton here. So the Nidoqueen kind of holding its own, so we will go ahead and shield this one up, though, and farm them down. And we've been debuffed, so we got to be kind of quick here. We're going to go straight for the Surf. We don't really have any time to go for the... Well, we could have went for the Skull Bash, but I didn't know what they're going to bring in here, so we're just going to go for that. It is going to be a Poliwrath. It's not very effective with these Surfs, but we bring them down below, I mean, half health, so we're looking pretty good. So knowing that they have a Hypno up there with Confusion, we're going to go ahead and bring in our Hitmonchan. They go for Power Punch, holding on to their energy, maybe see if we can get a shield. We didn't give it up, though. They swap into their Hypno. We get a shield with our Shadow Bone, and all we need to do is kind of just bring them down pretty low and hold on to a shield because the Poliwrath does have energy, and the Hitmonchan is going to be squishy here. So we will be able to survive that Thunder Punch, getting to the Shadow Bone, taking them out. Poliwrath's going to be going for, I would assume, a Power Punch here to start vamping up its attack. And, well, we still have a shield, so it doesn't really matter. We have a double KO, but we still had a full Hitmonchan in the back. Let's go. Next battle. What are we going to see here? All right, this is... I don't think it gets any better than this. Alolan Sandslash. Let's go. So they've got a Heart of Steel, quite literally, as they're staying in the fight here. So I would assume they're going to get off a Bulldoze. But at this point, even if they bait me, it doesn't really matter. So we're just going to go ahead and use a shield, and they're going for the Bulldoze, and they're not swapping because it looks like they went down. It's just so quick after the update, these swaps now. So that's what's going on. As far as anything fixed, we've already discussed that. I don't want to turn this into all negative and stuff like I get. It's not even negative, okay? It's pointing out what's really going on, and we're all just sick and tired of it, right? But we know what's going on. We've heard that story all over again. So we'll just focus on the battles here because we're having a good time. All right, so going for another Surf here up against that Hypno. And we're surviving just by a thread, and we go down. Very nice. Bring it into the Alolan Marowak. Well, is this the cowboy guy that I'm battling here? Let me see. He's got the cowboy hat. Okay, never mind. All right, so we bring in the Hitmonchan. So what Hitmonchan did is get out of the way. I'll take care of this myself. This is a psychic type. You're a ghost. Give me a break. So we throw in the Hitmonchan. It's going to town here. It's just like straight, just thug life. going up against this Confusion user and then just cleaning up the Snorlax at the end here. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. This freaking Hypno for you. Or, well, yeah, that was Hypno, but that's Hitmonchan for you. All right, anyways, we have a swap in to Lapras because a matchup up against Lickitung, I guess it's not the worst because Power Whip and then Body Slam are not very effective. Lick is just doing the most. I just decided to go ahead and swap, but they're staying here. And then getting off their Power Whip, we shield it up, and then they swap into their own Lapras. And this is good because, well, we want to align the Hitmonchan with that. So they have 2 Pokemon weak to fighting. Okay, we can assume that there's something in the back that's definitely going to protect them from, well, fighting. So let's say, I don't know, maybe a Hypno. What do you all think? Let's shoot for, I'm going to say Hypno. I honestly don't remember this, so let's see what happens here. We're going to go ahead and shield us up and use our last shield. And I'm just going to put all the money on the Hypno here, as well as our Alola Marowak. I mean, you know, still got health on it. It's pretty much full health, right? Hitmonchan's ready to go. It's like, come on, what you got for me? A Nidoqueen, perfect. Okay, we can do this, but we still need to be cautious because they can take us out with a Stone Edge, or I keep saying Stone Edge like everybody's running it. Earth Power more than likely, right? So we get that Ice Punch through, and as soon as we got that through, I'm thinking, you know, that's pretty much a wrap, right? You know, I can't get too cocky here yet, but, you know, we're going to be able to, you know, quick move it down. So the licks are super effective, but their charge moves are not cutting it here. So we go for the Bone Club, and we build up to 2, more than 2. Going for the next one here before they do any more lick damage because it is really starting to add up. Nidoqueen, and we farm him down, looking good. If they shielded up that Ice Punch, they would have been in a better position, but woulda, coulda, shoulda. I'm not trying to judge anybody's gameplay because it's always a roll of the dice of what they're going to throw. You never know. Anyways, we're swapping into our Lapras, and we have a Hypno here. We're going to go ahead and shield this up because it's pretty standard for every Hypno to have Thunder Punch, right? And it is going to be doing a lot of damage. So we're going to go ahead and go for the Surf here, building up to the Skull Bash. They let it go. And, well, good call, a good call. And they're letting this go again. Never mind, they don't even want to shield it up. They want to bring in their Snorlax to go ahead and have some action here. And we're going to go for another Surf. I mean, this Lapras, man, you give it some momentum and it just starts to rock their world. It's amazing. The Shadow Lapras, yeah, I mean, look, if it wasn't good, I would tell you, this is garbage, right? It's been solid. I've been using it all the time. I mean, as far as this stinking Hitmonchan, I've been using this thing a lot. If you watch me, you know. Same with the Lapras here. So we kind of just mix it up. You know, I put this team together, and look, this is how it works. See, I pick a Pokemon, something, whatever I'm deciding I want to use. I think we get a 3-2 here. And then I build a team around that. And it's as simple as that. Sometimes there might be 2 Pokemon I want to showcase, but it's usually I have to kind of keep the focus on one here because it's just the way it usually goes. And I put this team together, and for the first battle, as I was battling, I realized, oh, they're all Shadow. See, I've gotten so spicy that my taste buds have become immune to the spice. My skills within this game are so spicy. See now, okay, pump the brakes there, Poke. Yeah, okay. You see where I'm going here? So, anyways, we're just. This is why my score's so low. Okay, here, let's put it this way. Okay, this team was either gonna make it or break it. It was either gonna do well, and I was gonna bring you some battles, like, hey, this team was fun. Look at what we did. You know, cool. We did good in this battle. Or it was gonna be like, hey, look at all these wins and look how good we did, and hey, we got a nice 30-minute video for you, right? So it really just depends. It really does, right? So yeah, if you're wondering why is my score so low and how come you're not keeping up with those other guys, let me tell you a little secret, folks. I'm not running that race. See, I'm on an island by myself, and I'm not running any races. There's nothing to run. There's nowhere to go. I'm here just chilling, and that's just what we're gonna do. So anyways, with that said, there's a little talk, my little ramble. All right, anyways, Marowak's gonna finish this off here, taking them out. Now that was a little excessive. I didn't need to go for the Shadow Bone. I was just like, you know what, I might as well go for gold here. So we have a bad lead with a cool Blastoise with the sunglasses. We're gonna swap into our Hitmonchan, which is pretty risky, but there's not too many charm users. If they bring out a Hypno, yeah, that's pretty bad, but they swap into a Voltorb, so this is great. This is perfectly fine here. So they're going to let it go. We're beating them out. 1-to-1 shield, bringing in that Blastoise, and we get to the Thunder Punch. See, this is the beauty of having good IVs defensively. And we land that Thunder Punch, and they said, oh, okay, no, I'm good. Let's just move along. And I said, okay, let's go. Next battle, we're going to be met with a Golbat here. So this is generally okay, I suppose. If they land that Shadow Ball, as the Shadow Alolan Marowak, it's going to be doing a lot of damage. And then if they go for the Poison Fang, well, it's going to be doing barely anything. So we have to call it, and I call it wrong. They land a Shadow Ball, but they've used the shield here. So what they can do is, well, lower my defense and come out of here with, one less shield than me. But, I mean, we're already half health, and they're getting to another one, so we're using his shield. So what we have to kind of bank on at this point is the energy that we've accumulated at this point and eradicate. So I go for the Skull Bash, and at this point I was kind of thinking, was that the best move to do? And swapping, why, I raised my defense. Why? What are you doing? All right, so they bring in Alolan Marowak here. So again, we're going to go ahead and see kind of Hitmonchan going up against something that it doesn't necessarily want to see, but it's still going to kind of hold its own to some degree. I mean, we took that Shadow Bone kind of nice, and we're getting to another Thunder Punch, and we're pretty much almost taking them out, swapping into the Lapras. Did we swap or did we go down? I didn't see that. Let's take a look. It was... it fainted. So we're farming them down with Ice Shard. Let's go. And then we're going to have to take them down with Quick Moves as well. And we take the win with our Lapras. That was a close call there. Next battle. Oh, it's the Cowboy. And we're met with a Snorlax. So we got to get out of here. So it's the Snorlax Cowboy guy. All right, he doesn't have the Cowboy hat yet, but I'm going to declare him the first guy with it. All right, just because I enjoyed this battle here. So we had a bad lead. We swapped. We got RPS hard. See, I don't... It pisses me off when I get hard countered every single battle. Then it just started losing my mind because, for one, it's my job and I need to bring you something here, and it's every single battle. It's like, come on, this is not even skill at this point. This is just like, it's like shooting fish in a barrel. You can't do anything. But again, you all know where I'm coming from, preaching to the choir here. So yeah, you take some wins, you go back and forth, and it's like, oh, that was a good game. Yeah, that was a great game. But when you're losing everyone because of hard counters, you're like, yeah, whatever. Primate, putting in that work. No shields here, fighter to fighter, bringing in the Alolan Marowak. I'm not going for the Shadow Bone because I don't want to use up all that energy. And oh man, I thought they were going to get to another one. We take them out, farm them down. Snorlax, this is getting close. I'm going to have to get to another Shadow Bone. Can we do it? Oh, I don't think we're going to survive this, even though it's not going to be very effective. And Cowboy Hat Snorlax guy wins. Let's go. All right, so we're going to get ourselves our little points here and keep on moving, folks. Let's get it. Next battle, met with a veteran. Oh, shoot. They got a Magneton Shadow here. This is a great lead for us. They're swapping into a Pidgeot. Systematic swap into a Lapras here. And we're already looking good. Getting off this surf as soon as possible before they get off their Feather Dance and lower our stats. Now, I think this is the one where I shielded up. Yeah, I do, because I got nervous. A lot of times when, your opponent's Pokemon is so low, it's almost better to just go for like a Talonflame, just Brave Bird them before you go down. What's the point of going for another Flame Charge? Unless it's like super effective or something, right? Anyways, they're bringing in the Magneton, letting that go and just taking it like a champ. You'd never really let anything go for the Magneton, but they let that go. Because they've got the stat debuff. They have a Voltorb in the back, Electrode in the back. How am I said I wasn't going to make any more mistakes, and there was the mistake, probably already made several throughout this video. Anyways, getting off a discharge, and Hitmonchan's holding on and said, I will not go down without a fight, and it's going to Shoryuken, and then take them out, and we're taking the win there. Still have a Pokemon in the back, and we're looking good. Moving on to the next battle, and I do believe we've got a lot more battles left. Okay. So mirror match, except for ours is Shadow. So we'll be taking more. Now, I got distracted. This is just an amateur new mistake. Could you spot the mistake that I did? Give you a second to figure it out. It was going for that Bone Club so soon. I should have built up to the Shadow Bone. I mean, what is this, like, right when Go Battle League is released? You just hit that charge move as soon as possible? Like, come on. All right, so they're probably laughing like, what is... First of all, they're like, oh, shoot, I got poke. And then they're probably like, what is he doing? Why did he do that? All right, so I bring in Hitmonchan. Nobody's used the shield. and they've got a Nidoqueen. So I farmed them down with a couple of counters up against their Marowak. So they win that there. Okay, nice, nice. And we swap into our Lapras here to just absorb this. I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm like, hopefully there's something and it's a muck. So there's hope because they've used the shield, all right? So this Lapras should be able to pull this off here. We're going to go ahead and shield this up. And, I mean, our attack is fine. Sure, they've debuffed us, but we're still looking pretty good as far as our attack is concerned. And Lapras hits pretty hard, especially as a shadow form here. And that's the beauty thing about this. It's a tank, and it hits hard. We're taking that win. In comes the Nidoqueen, and we're getting to another serve as they do get to their charge move. So we're going to go ahead and just shield this up because let's just finish this off right here, right now with the Lapras. Well, we're not quite finishing it. We're getting their shield. We're swapping. Lapras still has health. Remember that. See, this is the thing, folks. You can have a Pokemon with a little bit of health left. That doesn't mean it's useless. So we're getting... No, we're not getting to a charge move. In comes Lapras, and we still take the win. I couldn't believe it. I thought that was going to be a loss. I certainly did. All right, next battle. Despite us amateur in the beginning there. So we got another one of these Golbats in the lead. So we're going to go ahead and just go straight for this Shadow Bone here. The only thing that really wants to see that is Lapras. Hitmonchan, I guess, would like to see it if shields are down because we can basically not one shot. See, the bad thing about Hitmonchan going up against it is a Thunder Punch, Ice Punch won't KO if it pretty much has full health, and the counters are doing nothing, so you have to get to another one while it's just farming you down with this quick move. So we get to the Bone Club here, and they let it go. Damn it. That's not good. All right, so we're going to just let this go because I'm not trying to use all of my shields here. All right, so I do something crazy. I throw in the Hitmonchan to counter down, and we actually do. So, yeah, they took a little bit of my health. I was just thinking, okay, you got a Golbat in the front to protect you from fighting in the back, I would assume. And they bring in an Alolan Sandslash first, so this is extremely weak to fighting. There's got to be something else weak to fighting in the back, and it is going to be an Eradicate Alolan. So, yeah, another ×4 weak. So we're going to go ahead and just go for that Thunder Punch. Don't really hit the bubbles, and we take that win there. So yeah, Hitmonchan just needed to have that Golbat cleared out to take that win. Next battle, we're met with another Magneton here, and I love to see it. Let's go. They're going to be swapping into a Blastoise. Kind of a slow swap on my end. It doesn't really seem like it for you because it is at a ×2 speed, but it could have been faster with one of those systematic swaps that I do. Maybe could have bring in Hitmonchan because we do have Thunder Punch, but we play this Skull Bash game here, which I don't mind. We're not going to win the matchup unless we use a shield, but I decided to go ahead and just let it go. Yeah, that's what happens when you're a little bit sloppy. So it's still not over yet. We're still in a great position. It's nobody's game yet, right? If anything, it looks kind of good for my end, I guess, because we still... Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's looking pretty good now. If they're going to be bringing in Magneton, there's something else weak to fighting in the back. Let's see what happens. And yup, we take the win. Looking good. We don't even get to see what's in the back there. Moving on to our next opponent here, folks. It's going to be a Primate. So, Night Slash, still a thing. That's going to be doing a lot of damage. The counter's not doing too much, so we're going to go ahead and let this first one go here. And there you go. That's how much it does. And they're going to be swapping into a Lickitung. Well, we immediately bring in our Hitmonchan here. We will shield up this first Body Slam to give ourselves kind of that a little bit of an edge here. So, you know, once they get us too low, you underestimate that damage, and then all of a sudden the quick move's just going to take you down. So they let it go, holding onto 2 shields, looking great here. Hitmonchan has plenty of energy. They're bringing in a Mew. We go for the Thunder Punch here, which is still going to be doing quite a bit. Very nice. Counters resisted, and we're letting this go. I can't shield up Hitmonchan for this situation here. Hitting us with a Surf, good to know, so we're not going to be bringing in Alolan Marowak. Going to go ahead and bring in our Lapras, and they immediately swap into their Primate. And we go for the Bone Club because we don't need to go for that. We're going to, yeah, exactly, get a shield from them here. And Lapras still can hold its own. So, yeah, we shield this up. Okay, looking good. Go for another Bone Club here because they don't really want to lose this, right? Never mind, they let it go. They bring in the Mew. And I'm thinking they're going to have Wild Charge, right? Lapras... it still has a lot of health. I think we can survive a Wild Charge from this. Well, I don't think so, actually. No, that'll definitely KO, but we get to the Surf, so it doesn't really matter. And we take that win, folks, and I think that's going to be about it. And for the last set, I do believe I got a 5-0, and this is going to give us a good amount of points here. So this team did quite well. I wasn't looking to gain points. I was looking to have fun, and that is exactly what I did. If you did enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, turn notifications on, and I'll be catching you all on my next